Dum-de-dum. Alright. Time to open this thing. There we go. This game is not suitable for children or the easily disturbed. It includes depictions of horror elements, human-animal violence and death, abuse, abusive relationships, disturbing images, loud noises, flashing images, lights, and more. Individuals suffering from anxiety, depression, or certain fears/phobias may not have a safe experience playing this game. For a full list of content/trigger warnings, go to About section in the game's main menu. Yay! Please take care of yourself. Oh. Thank you. Ow, ow, loud. Wait, no, that's just my volume, sorry. Much better, anyway. You find a cat on your day off. From there, you decide what happens next. Or do you? Let's go through the trigger warnings just to be safe. Contain spoilers. Content trigger warnings are abuse, abusive relationships, agoraphobia, is phobic disorder involving the specific anxiety about being in a place or situation where escape is difficult or embarrassing or where help may be unavailable. Okay. Amputation, dismemberment, animal abuse, animal death, animals, monsters eating humans, anxiety, social anxiety, blood and gore, body horror, body injury, cannibalism, child abuse, minor mention/hint up only, cosmic horror, dead bodies and body parts, death/dying, decapitation, depression, dissociation, doll animation, emotional abuse, entrapment, epilepsy warning, flashing images and lights/static, glitches, hallucinations, heart attack, intrusive thoughts, isolation, kidnapping/abduction, loss of vision, loud, sudden and/or repeating noises, manipulation/gaslighting, mental illness, mind control, murder, paranoia, poison/venom, psychological horror, ooh, my favorite, scary, disturbing images and messages, scopophobia, an anxiety disorder characterized by an excessive fear of being stared at in public or stared by others. Okay. Seizure, self-harm, stalking, suicidal ideation, tense situations/gameplay, thalassophobia, time gameplay, violence, vomiting. Anyway. And those are the warnings for Do Not Take This Cat Home by Pixeliminal on itch.io. Let's get to it! You're not having a great day as usual. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today? Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow. Right? You turned to head home when... Kitty! Huh? What was that? There were only a few people around on the street. I also have a new microphone. It's a separate one from my headphones, so I hope it doesn't sound too horrible. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. but none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you felt the sound of the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground, dampened by the rain, makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Aww. Huh. Guess it should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws upon the edge of the box and looks up at you. This is a thumbnail to be taken. Look at that cutie. Yoink. Thumbnail taken. I can proceed a piece. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Huh? This is so cute! I know, right? And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord? You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you. Obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Well, I know the title of the game. Not today. Not today first thing. With a sigh, you take a decisive step back. As cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to be taking a pet on a whim. Rent's coming up soon, and your job doesn't exactly leave you rolling in dough. You give the cat a sad nod. Sorry. Good luck out there, okay? You turn around and leave the cat and the alley behind. Rain's picking up. Time to head home. Ending question mark? Not a fool. I see. There is a load option, right? There is not. Huh. But there's a skip option, so I'm using that, I guess. Oop! Guess we're taking the cat home. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? It's so cute. You're all alone and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Aww. We're gonna stick together, right? At least for a little while. Aww, it's so cute. What the heck? You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow, but for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, One you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. He perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. He looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Bruh. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs. Oh my god! You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. He follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Oh my god, don't make me so hungry now! Tomato slice. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Tomato. Which way is it pronounced? Is it both? Stupid! You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. He sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just an... You watch as the cat starts to... Look lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. Did I just bring a vampire cat home? The cat sits back, staring at you. Did I just bring a freaking vampire cat home? You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird. Right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You're going to take it to shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich. While you're cleaning up the kitchen. While you're trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. Yeah, it's a freaking vampire cat. What if it's gonna taste for blood and thinks you're food now? I'm not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. I keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner. Untouched. Stop being a vampire! Come on, enough already! You shove it away a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hole. You sigh deeply. At this point, you just worry that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a wit will have an idea on how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your landline and yeah, no thank you. The lights just went out. Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spare of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Kill and... Does that say help or hell? I think it's alternate in between them. Kill and help and hell. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up. And going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its size. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still. Even your flashlight trained on it. Its pupils are large, rounding your pits. Ah! The flashlight flickers. Oh, and the cat is gone. Oh, no. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctured with a rapid pumping and bullet in your heart is overwritten as you slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. Why is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment. But you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. And that order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock. And feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response. Like a predator prepared to pounce. But waiting for your next move. You're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever's watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clear as if it had whispered. Let's play. Well, that's not comforting at all. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. And you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fierce grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste, and you fall to the ground. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first, you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pooling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles of your skin across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming in from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to an inexplicably opened door screech to a halt. As your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife. And still tinted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely clean by the... You gulped right at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you'd left it. When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads slightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight, and bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Oh, okay, Vampire Kitty, no. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight stray you've taken in. Licking away your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Huh? What? Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding! The cat barely moves, shoulders twitch as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. But there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running because... if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then... what in the world is behind you? Oh boy. God. Well, Okay, what is it? What is it? Huh. Interesting. Oh, very, very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. Something happened. You think, anyway. I can really remember what. Do I just continue? Water. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. No, not again. We're in a time loop. It's a time loop game. I love time loops, but no! Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious? It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So... You look so... familiar. Right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. This one is sure is a cutie though. Just look! It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Fine, I took you home once, I can do it again. Well, why not? Right? You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs up onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. Oh, so it's a bit hyped now, huh? I wonder, does it remember too? You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in the modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks up at you expectantly. It remembers, doesn't it? Well, I mean, we did bring you over. I guess we could do something. Like what? Okay. Why am I yawning so much? Is it too dark in here? Oh well. Let's see. I suppose we should feed you. You were in an alley and stuff. The cat looks hungry, so you decide to feed it. You're regretting not stopping for food, I guess you don't have much left. Grocery shopping days tomorrow, after all. You head to the kitchen and click your tongue, ensuring the cat follows after you. He leaps nimbly onto the kitchen counter and watches as you search for meal options. Let's see. You find some things you expect. A can of tuna in the pantry. Some leftover meatloaf in the fridge. And, what? Are those worms? Huh? What's that? You realize there's a tightly sealed Tupperware on the bottom shelf of the fridge. You don't recognize it. A foul odor is leaking from the container. Whatever's inside can't be safe for human consumption. But the cat seems excited about it, practically salivating over it. Still, you're the caretaker here. You're the one who needs to decide what's best to feed a hungry cat. So you'll feed it. You're getting the tuna. Cats like fish, right? Cats like fish, right? Yeah. Same brain. Shrugging, you take out the tuna for the cat and the meatloaf for yourself. You put the frankly ominous container back in the fridge. The cat looks a little disappointed. Tough. We need to dispose of that weird whatever it is later. You open the tuna and spoon it onto a small saucer. You put the saucer on the kitchen counter next to the cat. You don't think you should be encouraging it to eat up there. But you figure it'll make up for electing not to feed it the toxic goop it wanted. The cat looks like it finds the tuna acceptable. You'll take it. Eat up, kitty. As the cat digs into its meal, you go about heating up the meatloaf in the microwave. While in the time you hear... You turn and see that the plate is completely empty. Whoa, that was quick. You need to pace yourself. What the? You watch, baffled, as the cat continues to hiccup, causing little bubbles to float out of its mouth. Okay. That's okay. You can process this. It's not completely out of the realm of what's possible, right? Right. Best not to think too hard about it. Soon enough, the room is full of the floating bubbles. Okay, so it's not exactly a vampire cat, probably. The cat releases a final tiny bubble before yawning and laying down right there on the counter. Well, glad you enjoyed it. The bubbles haven't left the room or popped. They seem to be pretty resilient. Wait, what? What's that? As one of the bubbles floats closer to you, you see that there's actually something inside it. A tiny, furry fish? This is just getting weirder and weirder. Still, you can't help but marvel at the impossible wonder in front of you. You lift a hand. You extend a finger towards the bubble. Carefully press against the surface. Ah! Ah! The little fish inside lashes out, pushes the sinking tiny fangs into your finger. It doesn't really hurt that much at first, but then... Ah! Oh! What? Pain starts to climb up from your finger to the wrist of your hand. Past your wrist. Could it be some kind of venom? You fling your arm around and attempt to dislodge the fish, but oh no. Ah! You accidentally knock your arm into several of the bubbles floating around. More tiny, ravenous fish latch onto your flesh. You stumble back out of pain and a sudden bout of dizziness, only to bump into more bubbles. Oh no. More fish digging their teeth into your back. It hurts. You're getting dizzy. You've got to get out. You deliriously try to stumble out of the kitchen. But the entire room is filled with the deadly bubbles. By the time you collapse to the ground, you're absolutely covered in tiny, angry, biting fish. Your legs, your torso, your arms, your face. The pain is unbearable. You can feel it in your skin and your teeth and your eyes and your hair and it's so consuming that you can't even feel yourself convulsing or crying. You don't black out. Your eyes are still rolling up into your skull when you gasp out your last breath. Ending 8. Fish out of water. My. You fed the cat some tuna. He liked it okay. So this is how it's going to go, huh? You know what? No. We're just gonna alternate between them. Between the starting branches anyway. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. You are! We rented bills to pay for. Not to mention you need to buy food to survive too. There's no way you could care for a cow long term, right? We can barely afford this let's feed you on both sides. The cat must be hungry, right? You can imagine that it's have much to eat if it's so attached to the box it's in. Though it doesn't exactly seem malnourished either. She must have left the box to search for food then? For some reason, something in the back of your mind tells you that's not the case. And not to think on it any further. Well, either way, you can't exactly enjoy your day out knowing you left behind a hungry cat. Especially when you could have done something to help. So, what to do about the hungry kitty? Huh? But, not yet. Check pockets, I guess? I don't know. You dig into your pockets. You find a small piece of string in your left pocket. Not very helpful. The string is far too short, not to mention unedible, right? Right? An eager and excited cat leaping for it could easily to you getting bitten and scratched. In your right pocket is a bar of chocolate. Oh. You find a chocolate bar? Is it? Nope, it's not even expired. Quite the find indeed. You're about to offer it to the cat. When suddenly you're hit with guilt to remember something gut-curdling. Chocolate is toxic to cats. Oh. Okay, so it's not just dogs. Today I learned. I don't know cats much, other than they exist and they say meow. I don't know that much about them. Oh my gosh, I'm so... You resist the urge to vomit at your near mistake. You feel so guilty you throw the chocolate bar away into a nearby trash bin. An almost cat killer doesn't deserve chocolate. You go back to the cat, barely able to stand its innocently oblivious expression. It doesn't even know that you almost... I'm so sorry. I don't even know what to say. You're a horrible person. You know what? Stay there, I'll be right back. You leave the alley. And return with the whole fish you bought at a nearby grocery shop. It was a bit pricey, but it was the least you could do. The cat eagerly accepts your offering, munching happily at the fish after you'd placed it in the box. You want to smile at the sight, but you just feel so... awful. Sorry again. The cat seemingly pays you no mind as you slip back out of the alley. Now feeling like you deserve a peaceful day out, you decide to just head back home. On the way home, you notice more cats than usual, watching you from their hiding spots. But you try not to think about it. You can't help but wonder if they know what you're nearly done. But it's not like you meant to hurt anyone. Right? You finally reach your apartment building. You're about to unlock the door when... Oh god, what the... You look behind you, only to see dozens of cats standing there. looking at you. Did they see you feeding the cat in the alley and thought that you had more food for all of them? I'm sorry, I don't have any more food for you. None of them move an inch. You're starting to feel a little unnerved when finally a single cat pushes its way to the front and... Oh, it's you! Oh. It's... held carefully between its teeth is the chocolate bar you'd thrown away earlier. It places the chocolate bar down in front of it before looking back up at you. All the cats look up at you. You can feel their judgment. You feel your sins weighing down heavily on your back. But without the money to buy enough food for all of them, you don't know what to do. This is unbearable. No, I'm sorry. This is too unbearable, the pressure. You collapse to your knees and bow down low as you start to earnestly beg for their forgiveness. I'm so sorry, I swear. I tried to make it up to all of you, but you're out of options. Suddenly. You feel something stir in your stomach and swim its way up to your throat. Close enough your airways it tries to force its way out of your esophagus. They finally succeed with aid from your helpless gagging. What the? Lying on the ground in front of you is a flopping fish. You just drew up a living fish. What the hell? The cats come rushing forward or tearing hungrily at the fish. You're happy to finally be of help, truly. But how? You drop another fish. And another. And another. And your stomach hurts. You're getting dizzy. You fall to your knees. Tears and snot are streaming down your face by the time you cup up a final tiny bloody fish and collapse forward. Your throat and stomach both burn in a way that feels dangerous. You start to fade out. Despite the pain, you strangely feel a more overwhelming sense of hopeful pride. That you've made up for your disgusting actions. That you've been forgiven. What the fuck is this even? The sound of happy cats munching away at their fish fills your ears. Then... you feel something being nudged into your hand. It feels like... it's the bar of chocolate you found in your pocket. You smile weakly. You've successfully atoned, but you don't really have the strength to eat your reward. Sadly, The last taste in your mouth as you leave this mortal coil doesn't get to be that of chocolate, but raw fish. Ending 24. Fishing for pardon. What the hell, man? Silly you! Chocolate is bad for cats. But you knew that, didn't you? I think I've had over this madness for one day. Or at least 1 hour. When the mood strikes and the time is right, I will continue this. Hope you're enjoying this word as much as I'm enjoying narrating it. Yeah, I'll continue this some other time. Bye bye.